All right, so today we're diving into a corner of the internet, and it's all about getting things done, but with a twist.
With a twist.
Yeah. Think productivity meets like a cozy cafe vibe.
Hmm. That's not usually what you think of when you think productivity, right?
Yeah, not really, right?
No, you think spreadsheets and time trackers and, all the things.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes this deep dive so interesting.
Right.
We're going into the world of our Productivity Cafe.
Okay.
It's a subreddit with over number redacted from Reddit source members.
Wow. That's a lot of people.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And these folks are serious about productivity,
Okay.
but they're doing it in their own way.
Interesting. So what kind of stuff are we talking about here?
So it's really interesting how they've made this really supportive and lighthearted community.
Around productivity?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which can be really pressure filled.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like they figured out how to make being productive fun,
Yeah.
which seems impossible.
It does. And a big part of that is that they've ditched all the corporate jargon.
Okay.
And they've gone with this fun, coffee shop lingo.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So top posts are signature roasts.
Cute.
Their recommended tools are barista picks.
Okay.
They even have a procrastination station thread.
The procrastination station. I love that.
I know, it's kind of genius.
It is.
It's like they're saying, we get it, we all procrastinate sometimes.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it makes it so much less shameful.
Right.
Because we all do it.
Exactly. And they're not, trying to make you feel bad about it.
Right.
And I think, they're acknowledging that it's part of the process.
It is a part of the process.
Yeah.
And I think if we just admit that,
Yeah.
it's like you can actually then be more productive.
Right, because then you're not beating yourself up over it. It's like they've made this safe space to be human.
I like that.
You can celebrate your wins.
Yeah.
You can also admit when you're struggling.
For sure. And I bet they have tips on how to get over those.
Oh, yeah. And they have this daily thread. What are you working on today?
With a little rocket ship at the end.
Yes, always with the rocket ship.
I love it. And I bet that just explodes with positive energy.
Oh, it totally does. It's like this place for encouragement and accountability.
Yeah.
People are sharing their goals and their progress, even their roadblocks, and everyone's so supportive.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
It's like having a cheering section for your to-do list.
Yes, exactly. Which, let's be honest, we could all use a little more of that, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Especially when you're facing down a really daunting to-do list.
Yes, exactly. And it goes deeper than just cheering each other on.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, they get into some pretty deep discussions about productivity.
Okay, so it's not just like, surface level stuff.
No, not at all. I mean, they're not just talking about tips and tricks.
Right.
Although they have tons of those too, but they're asking the bigger questions.
Like,
What's the point of all this productivity?
Yeah.
And how do we make it sustainable?
so they're thinking about the bigger picture.
Yes, exactly. It's not just about getting one more task done. It's about how do we actually make this work for us in the long run.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they have some really interesting insights from the community.
They do. They really do. One of the things that really struck me was how much they're thinking about balancing productivity with well-being.
That's so important, though, because you can't have one without the other, right?
Exactly. It's like they get that. You can't just burn yourself out,
Exactly. You
Yeah.
need to find a way to make it sustainable.
Right. And they're sharing all these practical tips. They have this whole thread on the 1-3-5 rule.
Oh, yeah. The 1-3-5 rule. Tell me about that one.
So basically, you plan your day around doing one big thing,
Okay.
3 medium things, and 5 smaller tasks.
Interesting.
I know it sounds kind of simple, right?
Yeah,
But it really helps with prioritizing.
I can see that.
Because I don't know about you, but I tend to get bogged down in the small stuff.
Oh, totally.
True.
And then the big important tasks just keep getting pushed back.
Exactly. And this helps break that cycle.
I like it. Did you ever try it yourself?
I did. Actually, after I saw it on that subreddit, I was like, I'm going to give this a shot.
Yeah.
And it was surprisingly helpful.
Really?
It really was.
That's so cool. So it's like real people sharing what actually works for them.
Yes. And it's not all super out there stuff.
Yeah.
It's things that you can actually implement in your own life.
Which I think is key,
Yeah.
right? Because sometimes you read those productivity tips, you're like, who has time for this?
Exactly. This is productivity for real people.
I love it. And I bet there's a lot of trial and error too, right?
Oh, totally. They're very open about what doesn't work.
Which is just as valuable as knowing what does work.
Exactly. Because then you're not going down these rabbit holes thinking it's just you.
Right. We've all been there.
Exactly. And they're not afraid to get into the nitty-gritty of the struggles.
Like what kind of things?
Oh my gosh, like dealing with distractions in the digital age.
Oh, tell me about it. That's like my biggest struggle.
I know, right? Like the
Yeah.
constant pings, the endless scroll of social media.
It never ends.
It really doesn't.
Right.
And they have these really honest conversations about it.
Which again, I think is so important because it makes you feel less alone in those struggles.
Exactly. It normalizes it. You're
Yeah.
not a failure just because you got sucked into a Twitter rabbit hole for 20 minutes.
Right. Exactly. We're all human.
Exactly. And speaking of struggles and solutions, remember that Bill Gates quote we were talking about?
Oh, yeah, about hiring lazy people.
Yes, because they'll find the easiest way to do things.
The work smarter, not harder mantra.
Yes, exactly. And that sparked this whole debate on our Productivity Cafe.
Oh, really? I bet they had some thoughts on that.
Oh, they did. People were sharing their own, like, lazy solutions.
Okay, like what?
Like, one person was talking about how they automated their entire morning routine using smart home devices.
Oh, that's smart. See,
Yeah.
that's working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. And it's
Okay.
not even about being lazy. It's about being efficient.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Freeing up your mental energy for the important things.
Right. And it's not all about external tools and hacks either.
Oh, so they get into the mental side of things too.
Oh, yeah. They place a huge emphasis on mental health.
Oh, good. Because you can't talk about productivity without talking about mental well-being.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They even have this weekly mental health check-in thread.
Wow, that's great. Are people really open about sharing their experiences?
Oh, yeah, they are. They talk about burnout anxiety, the pressure to constantly be
Yeah.
on.
That's so real, though. I feel like that's something so many of us are struggling with these days.
Totally. And it's so refreshing to see it being acknowledged.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, hey, it's okay to not be okay.
Right. And they offer each other support and advice and even just a listening ear.
That's amazing. It's like they've built this virtual support group for getting things done in life.
That's a great way to put it. It really is about more than just productivity. It's about navigating the challenges of modern life.
Exactly. And they're doing it together, which is so important.
It's funny, right? Because when you think about being productive, it's like you have to be so serious.
Yeah, you think about stress.
Exactly. Like you have to optimize every second of every day.
I mean, are all the time.
Yes. And this subreddit, it's like the opposite.
It really is.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, productivity can be fun.
Right. It doesn't have to be this big drag.
Exactly. They're like, we're going to enjoy this.
Yes. And they do. They seem to have so much fun with it.
They do. It's refreshing.
It really is. Like they get that it's not just about the end goal.
The destination.
Yes. It's
And-
about like enjoying the journey
For
too.
100%. Making it sustainable.
Exactly. Because if you're miserable while you're doing it, what's the point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're just going to burn out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's something a lot of people can relate to, right?
I know for sure. Everyone's looking for that balance.
Right. Like, how do we find that sweet spot between getting things done?
And not losing our mind.
Exactly. Like, can we actually enjoy our lives while also, striving for our goals?
And I think this community is proving that you can.
I think so, too. It's inspiring, actually.
It is. It gives you hope.
It does.
God.
So as we wrap our deep dive into Productivity Cafe,
What have we learned?
right, what's like the big takeaway?
I think for me, it's the power of community.
Yes.
Finding your people.
Yeah.
The ones who get it.
Yes. Because let's face it, we all need a little support sometime.
Oh, absolutely. We can't do it alone.
Exactly. So whether it's online or in person,
Find your people.
yes,
Anytime.
find your people, your productivity pal.
Your cheering section.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe you'll even pick up some awesome productivity hacks along the way.
There you go.
It's a win-win.
It really is. All right, folks, that's it for our deep dive into the surprisingly delightful world of Par Productivity Cafe.
Until next time.
Stay productive out there.